in the past, and I think they're going to have a lot of strength with here on Icebox.
LEV looking to lock playoffs here as they start on the defensive side, and it'll be Icebox queued up for a fight towards A.
Right here.
Really just King playing solo B right now. Push wall out from EG. This is pretty similar to how they were playing the comp previously. Double lurk going up into mid. They love to run these B pinches down underneath the tube.
They're going to get walled off, though, for a moment here, and that'll slow things down in the round. Jaw is on the other side of this and waiting to push through. Doesn't clear the close corner, though. So 2 straight kills for LEV. Apoth is going to try and make something of this round. He's found his way up over onto the site, but Mizuno takes him down, and now Superman is getting routed. It's all individual fights that leave it on to nature. 1v3 with a flank incoming.
Osboss already so close up behind nature. Somehow slipped past him, but Osboss is going to see that shoulder and take him down. 3 players survive, and honestly, I think this is fantastic prep work from LEV. Seeing that game EG played on this map a couple weeks ago, and seeing that they went for so many of those mid pinches. Leviathan were so ready to have multiple players there in mid to just swarm those 2 players coming under 2.
Yeah, and even with the ult comp, this is something we saw EG try a lot. I think Leviathan actually in a really good setup to be prepared for some kind of mid-action to come through, though.
Evil geniuses, because, you know, the comp is eclectic. Not just the Sage coming in, but running the Clove and the Harbor here, no Viper. But you'll see them abuse mid a lot because they have the freedom of that second smoke agent to be able to block off things like the Killjoy turret. But a lot of the time, they're going to open up strong over into this B side, using that push wall just to secure orbs, get those ults online. So far, just farming onto nature.
Yeah, and this is something EG does a lot, even on the Rico rounds, really prioritizing orb maxing. Even without the ISO, this is still a comp that has a lot of power ults that can start to snowball this attacking side. So EG, upon getting their orb towards B, will start to head back over towards A main, where that orb is still unclaimed, but maybe just trying to work towards mid instead. Get a pick here.
Yeah, see what they can do with this pack mentality. They'll use these Clove smokes in the mid round just to get that similar cross, and now they've actually gotten under tube. The Sage wall up in kitchen could actually give them some position to plant, but oh my word, Tex and Mizuno just absolutely demolishing EG. As Jogmo just all on his lonesome here. Should be able to pick up one cheesy kill, but now his position has been notified, and LEV are going to shrink onto that spike.
Jaw has recovered a Guardian here, but whiffing out on those shots. King will take advantage of it. LEV able to convert fairly cleanly there to get up 2-0, keeping 3 guns into this next.
And already LEV are being very heavily conditioned that EG like to work into that mid space. I think this is definitely a bit of a throwaway there, faking that they're going back under tube just like they did in the pistol round, but actually moving over towards the right-hand side. Still, though, the way LEV have adjusted so far has been pretty perfect in terms of controlling that space around mid and not freaking out the second their Killjoy utility gets smoked off by the Clove.
EG forced starting over towards A, but the spike not a part of this play, and LEV is heavy committing into this space. Osboss will get forward. Mizuno on the low ground, though, not quite spotted in time, and LEV get a clean double to start the round, and will retreat.
There you go, they came for. Can instantly fall out of that, sending a little drone from Com to see, yep, the rotates did in fact come out. Leviathan just leaving King with the Ghost to hold on site as EG keeps scaling back over into the B side. No time wasted to pick up that orb, instead just doing their best to get the plant on the ground, and they do have the Sage wall, which will guarantee that for themselves.
They want to try and get something here, a walk up as that plant is trying to be committed. Derek will get it down, but LEV really well set up for the retake here. A dart from Com ready to go.
I love the position on top site, taken from Apoth already. They need these opening fights to go their way, but LEV haven't really given them that just yet. Here they come.
Apoth is going to be critical here. Holding on towards top site, finds a double, great connection from him. Jaw help out in the round as well. And now this is suddenly slipped away from Leviathan. Both players spotted towards spawn, blocked off by 2 different walls. And this round is all but done. Com spots one and will get that kill. but a round win will not follow.
That is a great post plant, and EG already showing the difference with that Sage coming into the comp. Walling off Snowman actually allowed Apoth to get that top site position. They focused just 2 of their crosshairs on top kitchen, on under tube, and win their fights out very convincingly. Very good work out of Apoth and Jaw there. I love this reposition too after he wins those fights, falling into kitchen, knowing, hey, those are 2 players over in Snowman that just broke the wall, so he can back into that space and hold an even nastier angle.
And you're also seeing how good the stall util is in the post plant here, having wall, slows, harbor, so much to lock teams out from these retakes.
The ISO is certainly good for, you know, taking your fights and getting them, but after the nerf this Sage, I really do think just outclassed the pick. Very early days, just 1 round win, but I like the utility we've seen so far.
Yeah, and again, Oxbox is going to take his space in A main. Got the openers in last round. That was a 3v5 that EG won.
Oxbox sitting with a lot of money in the bank too. 3,800. Could have gone for the op, and I think EG sort of fearing that maybe a little bit. Slow to scale forward, using those Sage slows too, just to make sure an aggressive line couldn't be taken over towards Belt.
Derek still has full utility to push King off this angle.
Just keep your eyes on the mid space, right? Right now, Supa's just there holding behind his smoke, but he really likes to challenge under tube in the middle of these rounds, oftentimes pairing up with Nature or even Jogamo to go on hunting into mid.
Dart doesn't scan anything outside A, and Nature's going to take its timing here.
He hears those footsteps sneaking back up into the space, but there's an alarm bot right in front of him. Should spot it out and maybe even pull some players back onto the A site from LEV.
Yeah, here comes Ospas. Feeling the need to stick around in this area.
Yeah, EG actually throw out the harbor wall, get that kill from Apoth too. At the same time, Nature broke the alarm, so Lever pulled all sorts of ways.
Left. That was a Sage wall boost, combined with that gap in the harbor wall to get the opening kill, but they could still call back into A here.
Nature spotted out, Ospas takes him down, easing up the pressure on A, but B is falling apart. Look at Jogamo. 2 different fights back into Snowman. King is still hiding out on site, but there's no avail. I mean, Apoth top site once again. EG are dominating the B site.
No matter the agent, no matter the position, you can always trust Jaw to bail EG out of a round like that.
Look at that Sage wall they used to boost up there onto yellow. That is so nice. I love the creativity. EG, I mean, thinking back even like 2022 NA Challengers with Potter had all the different post-plant spam on Icebox, the Sage tech too. No real surprise that EG are going to work that back into the comp somehow. Yeah,
no matter the addition of this team, whichever players are on the roster, if it's Potter and EG, there is going to be something cooked up. They're always trying to be on that cutting edge of the meta.
Ospas needs to hold onto a rifle to chuck back to a teammate. 2 kills is pretty good. You can see Tex isn't going to have money to buy into this round. Ospas is 1 off the knives, which will give them options here.
EG are starting to hit one of the big win conditions of their composition. They have that Harbor ult in play, Sova ult, a lot of tools to start to snowball.
That is a great note to put, because I think, like, obviously they're losing something like the Viper, but you do have a lot more active fighting ults in terms of the Harbor, even the Clove ult giving you the res. Not to forget, like, Josh shooting like this. Yeah, Josh shooting like this. He's getting that res online faster. This is a double res comp that EG are actually running.
This time, Ospas will buy the operator. Posts on a more passive angle. But EG are very cautious of this.
EG always open their rounds with a push wall, threatening that they're stepping into the space behind it. So Leviathan have to take active angles on the defense to have information. That's the off towards A. That's King playing forward in B main too. They know B main is open for the time being, so Ospas is going to hold his ground, just work his way into finding an angle.
Calm, droning out the space. Apoth and ult ready to go. Can Ospas get anything done on this operator? He's pushed away. Mizzino trying to stick around for a moment, but those stuns from the ultimate will stop any opportunity. What is Jaw doing? He's up in the air. He's trying to jump around this site. Gets away with no kills exchanged, but pressure certainly applied.
Throws up in the stratosphere right there. Jago with the ult in hand, but I mean, Evil Geniuses, they've got the plant down on the ground, the ultimate to try and get back into the site. Leviathan, though, flooding out and having all 5 players, maybe.
It's flood. It's so fast already. Apoth goes 1 for 1, but the ult is dissipated, and EG still have space in base. Jaw on the swing, alarm bot active, but King takes him down. Rez is gone, and it's even in a 3v3. Mizzino, a double, and King helps out too. Leviathan make the retake work.
I mean, Mazzino and King have been playing out of their minds. Their series up against 100 Thieves, on Bind especially, their rounds where they're the only 2 players alive against 5, and they're winning it out. Now King gets an ultimate off of those couple of kills, off of the defuse there as well. Really gonna bolster up their next round.
I mean, this was ridiculous for LEV to be able to pull this off, especially after that crazy Sage Wall boost.
Yeah.
Not losing anyone to that is massive for LEV.
But I like how LEV just didn't even bother with it. Like, okay, weird boost, we're not sending anyone into screens. Yep. 5 players flooding out behind the Arbor ult from Heaven. That worked really, really nicely for them.
And that's EG, reset on the economy.
That they are. Some ultimates to work with here. See if they can find any openers. Working into the space, but Hossboss on that off angle right behind the turret. Baiting it out, but we'll just break it in the end.
One thing EG are lacking with the change from the ISO to the Sage, previously, normally when you're playing the Viper, you'll have Viper Molly Shock Dart to deny that A-Orb. With the ISO, they use the Vulnerable in that Shock Dart. But now you don't have a PCU tilt to combine, so it's a lot harder to deny LEV orbs.
Yeah, you'll have ideas like a Sage Slow plus the Shock to guarantee the damage, but that's not going to mean a kill for you. They're just walking through the wall. What is going on here? Mazzino is just right there for 2 easy kills, can back up into the one-way too. Eco round not going the way of EG.
Still, they'll get an ult online here, but Mazzino making himself a menace back yellow as Supa has found a way in. So now, Mazzino suddenly finds himself a little bit isolated here at yellow. His Sova working his way over, but Mazzino doesn't need the help. 4 kills found. Looking for the ace. Can Supa give it to him? A swing out from the globe. Mazzino won't get it this time, but it's a round win for LEV nonetheless.
Good guy Com tried to let it happen, but in the end, it wasn't going to work. Man, Mazzino just locked in right now. That's 10 kills in just 6 rounds on the Harbor. 4 right there, but this is a big reset after that round. And Eco coming in here, they're stepping through the wall. They saw the op over towards A, so maybe thinking it was going to be a little softer into B, just trying to farm up some of those ult orbs. I will say, Evil Geniuses are now heading into this next round with 4 ults of their own.
It is done.
And they're going to take the first time out of the game here. LEV have the right read here. And EG, this time will send all 5 members towards A.
Opening up with a slow orb. I think a shock dart in there too. No, it's just going to be the regular old dart there, using that slow to help on scale forward. Push wall breaks the line. Hossboss is trying to hold with the operator 2 there.
That's the ult for Supa. Now this round is on a timer. EG have to get him a chance, and Hossboss will not give one. Here comes
another res
life for Superman. He's back into the round here, but it's ults to react from the other side. Both the Killjoy ultimate and this Hunter's Fury committed will equalize this round.
The timeout was, hey, Supa, do your best. We got you. 2 reses, and they're still back into the game. And it's 40 seconds into the round, but it's the same push wall. It's just like it's a minute 40 on the clock. This time, though, going to use that drone to try and push Hossboss off the angle. And he is seen.
No dash for Hossboss. Smokes will get him into backside, though. And a Hunter's Fury being put in here for Evil Geniuses. Here comes the scale off of that one. Hossboss still alive and not removed from his position in the back of sight. Now a more active angle established. And as the Viper Wall falls, I think they believe they cleared that angle. It's 1-for-1 for Hossboss. Com able to fight back in. Now an ult committed. Giacomo up top, just dunking on his former teammate there. And he'll get another! What the hell is he doing? This guy's playing a different game.
He's up in the skies. 2v2 now, 20 seconds. EG still have to find some way to get the spike on the ground. And they've split up. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Derek about to face off 2 players, and the clock is ticking down, winding down. The smoke is gone, and it's all on John. The first fight goes his way. 4 kills in the round. Down to 5 seconds, and John through the wall gets the ace.
How has he done that?
He's the master of the walls, Mimi. He goes up on him, he shoots it through him. What can he do?
Every angle for this man. That's absolutely ridiculous.
And in the end for Jog, it is the I-5 ace. I mean, look at this. It starts with him resing his teammate, but that wasn't enough. He still had to do it himself. That was a 5v7 that Jogamo just 1v5'd.
And you guys know it already, but iBuyPower is giving away APC every time we get an iBuyPower ace. Follow them at iBuyPower on socials, where that giveaway is happening. Hashtag unlock your ace.
Back into the round now. EG slowing it down. They don't want to overfight into A main. I think they realized that that round was completely saved by Jog, who, by the way, started the round by ulting and is now 3 orbs away from having that back up again. So
yeah, that's reasonable.
I mean, that's a good reason to pick the Sage, Mimi.
Oh, yes, of course. When your Sage gets an ace every round.
Yes, like Jaw is prone to do. EG up into B main just now.
4 players on half armor here. Osboss's Outlaw can do a lot of damage. Another wall for Jaw. They're flying back in off this Harbor util, but Osboss finds a gap to get out. Mazzino takes one of his own. That'll open up this round, but Jaw has slipped the net and found the fight, but Mazzino wins it regardless. He has been steadfast on this site.
His B anchoring has been perfection. Osboss can't really find the shots, and as a matter of fact, looking at this round now, that Sage wall kind of slowing EG down. They can't go for the safe plant, just hugging the wall. Gonna have to bust it down themselves, and there's already 4 players of Leviathan over in this area. Maybe a Killjoy ult to use if they need to, but Evil Geniuses, they gotta get the spike down first. And without the Sage wall to help them plant, I don't know if this is actually gonna happen.
They're going to fight through their own smokes, but that's straight into the domain of Mazzino. It is a 1-for-1 fight, but 15 seconds. Everyone from Leviathan is making their way over to B. Plant will come down, but Derek is stuck out. He swings back. He's going into this Outlaw, and there's no way he can escape that situation. Lev winning by attrition in this one as they leave the round onto Nature. They're spotted out and spammed through the smoke. A lovely reply from Leviathan.
I mean, if Lev can just keep banking on their B anchors of King and Mazzino to get rounds like that, it's going to simplify things a ton. Free up Osboss, just keep opping over towards the A side of the map. I will say, this wall looks really cool because it basically allows EG to scale quickly on a player back yellow, pinch around him, and any player trying to run away too, they've got good shots into.
This is at least the second time we've seen Mazzino getting kills through the gap in that Harbor Wall top side, though.
That's true. The Viper Wall a little bit more reliable in terms of making sure there's going to be no pockets when you've got the lineup for that one. There's that Harbor, you just kind of got to throw it on the fly.
No peeking.
Osboss looking under tube now, but instantly smoked off by the Clove. Actually, a bit of a pivot, Leviathan, looking for that mid angle early on, switching over into tube. Look at Jaw. He's just completely slipped under, but nah, Osboss is ready for it. Even ready for that second player. Nature gets around the corner, and that's going to be Osboss out of bullets, but Lev in a great spot after another kill from Mazzino, another kill from King, from Tex. Every single angle that EG are trying to step through on their low buys is punished and watched by Lev.
That's a flawless anti-eco for Leviathan. So really building something out of this defensive side. And I think the question continues to be for EG, how do they deal with, on A, these forward fights from Lev, and on B, these side anchors fighting back in the late round?
100%. They've got to be very careful when they're scaling up behind their utility. Any gaps in it, not going to go well. I will say, in their defense on every eco, they have just stepped through their own walls. I don't really know if that's in their defense, but getting a little bit more loose with it on those rounds. Big ults now, though, for EG to be able to work in.
Changing the setup here for Lev. This time they're fighting through B. Osboss has already pushed quite deep. He's got to fight. Super clears the angle, but not fast enough.
Yeah, that basically forces EG to accelerate into the Killjoy, into the Viper's pit. The Sova here too. Leviathan have a great setup.
You should run.
Killjoy ultimate going to be used from EG on this round. They're really putting everything into it. That'll force this Viper out of the pit. I don't think any way to break this one. Shock's coming through, but no second piece of utility. So, Leviathan off the site. Jaw on another wall. I think maybe missing out on that one. Goes a little bit lower, and now kind of locked off from the team in main. Level invests the Reckoning. Calm already swung into back site. EG is fully trapped behind these walls. They have no reflank coming. It all comes down to these duels in main. Harbor Cove up, Derek alone and taken care of. King on a double of his own, and this is another clean retake for Lev.
That is a huge misstep from Jaw there. Missing the wall. It effectively boxed EG off the site.
I mean, that's a defender's wall.
Yeah. That is a tough situation to be in there too. Also, the Clove dying instantly at the start of the round over in B main.
Yeah.
Even post-mortem, you'd expect to have the smokes coming in from them, but no, just simply out of range. So no support able to be provided to the team over on that B site. Osboss having a bit of a round here too. You just got to give him credit on that one.
I think people oftentimes get lost when they're watching LEV to focus on all the individual play, but you really miss out on some of the good micro they're having to actually set those players up. You saw in that retake a high-low swing as Osboss is updrafting over. There's like 3 angles that those players in Maze are being fought from at once. It's so tough to deal with.
Yeah, and we've heard the team sort of talk about how they've been, you know, focusing on improvement after Shanghai and how a lot of it actually came to playing together on the fights that they have been taking. And you can see it right there, just in the micro double high-low swing like you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Leviathan have talked a lot about their former assistant coach, Ito Pata, who has now taken the reins of this squad, had a pretty good career for himself last year in EMEA.
Yeah, he was actually coaching for Apex over in the Ascension scene, which you would know as the best team all year round until they got upset in the finals against Gentlemates. He very likely could have been coaching over in EMEA in the main stage VCT had that series gone his way, but still found his way up now with a revitalized Leviathan.
It's been a complete 180 thus far in Stage 2 for LEV compared to their form in Shanghai and even in Stage 1 before that.
Absolutely. Still questions remain to be answered with only 2 games played. How far that can go against an EG that is on a 3-game streak right now in the regular season. But the second timeout called from Potter. This is very typical of her. If a half is not going well, she will burn through those timeouts to try and reset things. It's only 2 rounds to try and course correct here on their attack.
So EG send that same default over towards A, but this time fixate on this B site where Osboss is stationed.
The first time Osboss has opt on this side of the map. It's always a push wall on the right side where Calm is playing, but never to cover Osboss's angle.
Osboss spots out Jaw, but that's a great jit eagle, and that slow orb will push Lev away.
The way EG scaled too, just so many smokes, removing any chance for forward op line. Osboss has been pushed back, but Supa found that pick in mid, and that is massive. All of a sudden, Leviathan, they've got to respond to that space, knowing EG love to step into that area, especially with the re-smoke down.
Here comes the re-aggression for Lev. 2 players grouped in this clove smoke, waiting for the drop. Now just walk through the space.
They've been stepping in front of EG's smokes all day. This time though, Leviathan creep into spawn. Tex and King just holding, waiting for that late
30
rotate.
seconds left.
They know there's been a player over towards A so often. This time though, EG accelerating over into the B side. Same wall goes up, Calm's ready for it, but it's a 1-4-1. King trying to survive from backside currently, dodging away from the Hunter's Fury. With 15 seconds left, the spike is going to be hard to actually find a plant. Apoth found a kill.
Planted.
King goes down and so does the spike.
There's a fight on the flank here. Tex trying to win this one against Derek. He needs to isolate the fight, and he does. But Derek's better with the Sheriff. Now a 1v4 for Osboss.
There's players everywhere.
A flank headed his direction. A Sova in mid. And that timer ticking down. An isolated fight onto Nature won't be given away. A swing ready from back yellow, and the players will encroach as EG take a thrifty round win.
Huge time out there. EG winning the round. Get things back on track here with just 1 more left. And they get the thrifty too. It's all off the back of Supa finding that pick in mid. Yeah, we get to see it right here. Nice shot coming through from him. Also the trade, Apoth's Ghost, being able to find that kill, upgrade into the rifle, and get that second one. Not every day you see the Harbors kind of farming, but it's been a good day, especially for Mazzino, and after that round, Apoth too.
Last round of the half here. EG on a fight towards A, as we've seen many times before. And Lev yet again getting control of that Altor.
Early dash, just 10 seconds in. Osboss not even taking a shot with that one. Mazzino's all on his own here. Some Killjoy utility to play on with as he falls back into yellow, but he's looking for that opener first. Not anymore, though, as he gets revealed by the dart.
Mazzino back yellow. a cove and a teammate ready to swing off him bottom site. It's just contact for EG. Supa and Apoth both win their fight. Hunter's Fury will come as a reaction to that. But Calm only gets one kill, and that's a res coming through for Supa. Now his job, fight. Try and get as much done with his Clove ultimate as possible, and King was not ready for that. Surely, you gotta be prepared for this Clove to keep on swinging. Supa will lose out on the second duel, but still, this is a 4v2 cut down to just one. It's Aspas with an operator. And oh, so much to do.
EG have just about saved this half. Aspas not done fighting just yet, but Apoth will send him to the grave. A good recovery in that half out of Evil Geniuses. It was slipping there, Mimi.
And credit to Potter taking that timeout on round 10. Closes out the last 2 rounds after that. Absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, 2 huge rounds from Apoth at the finish, too. Had the 2K in the previous. Here also cleaning up very nicely.
One enemy remaining.
EG are back into it, but not going to be an easy second half, that's for sure. Leviathan are pushing them.
They're still in a very good position here for Lev. But for this half,
for sure. See what they've got cooked up. We're going to be looking at those Sage Balls all day long. Don't you worry, Wyatt. Gotta have our eyes peeled on that one. Evil Genius is actually pretty heavily stacked over towards A, looking to fight forward. Again, similar to how they were playing with that ISO, just looking for these fights up on top pipes. Gotta break the utility, worry about that wall that pretty much isolates them off. Aspas with a 2K! Okay!
out of nowhere. And suddenly an advantage for Leviathan. Now, Superman in a bit of trouble here, alone on the site, but a smoke to play around. He'll swing out straight into the welcoming arms of Mazzino, and Aspas says 1 by 1, EG will fall. And Lev will find only one left to claim their pistol.
Oh dear. That is one way to start off a half. The 3K from Aspas.
Things I'm afraid of playing against Lev. Number one, Aspas gets momentum when he's playing Jet.
Yep. And then after that, it's like everyone, like Superman is cowering in his own smoke and then still getting run over. It just, the house crumbles around you once Aspas gets the opener.
Aspas has a hero rifle here, and they can also probably try and funnel these kills into him, get that Blade Storm online early.
Their defense needs work.
UG really have to prevent the snowball.
Yeah, Lev are looking for a big buy. 4 or 5 rifles in round 3, assuming all goes according to plan. And they're not going to allow that orb to be farmed up. Molly plus the shock could have been a kill, so EG have to back away and are denied that orb. They're also not playing forward into B main either, so they don't have really any chance to win back the little game on this eco of getting those orbs.
On both sides now, it seems like this game has been defined by winning this A fight, and more times than not, Leviathan is taking this space.
Such is the way of Icebox. A tale as old as time. And Leviathan going to be forcing their way through this one. Jaw just pushed off the angle a little bit. Again, that sight smoke.
Yeah. This is a 4-stack, though. A little bit of danger in the round still for Lev. But they're suspicious.
Yeah, their prep should tell them that EG do like to stack over towards this A site. They still might just want to power through anyways. Just take those fights where they know they're going to be. And yeah, that's pretty much the Aspas way. Another 2 quick kills. And he's out.
They don't even want to excel into that one. Cautious of the rest of players being here, and well, this might be working. Fake on the drop. Superman walking up close.
30 seconds left.
And he spotted out, does win the fight against Aspas, but that rifle should be recovered, and despite the 2 falling, this is still a winning position for Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan sort of know EG have to try something from a position like that. I like the patience, choosing to stay clumped, fight together. Not really take too many chances in a round like this.
And that's something I want to credit for this team. I think they've, especially stage 2, done a really good job of finding the right timings to pause in their attacking mid-rounds. You never really see them super overheating off of one of those opening kills for Aspas, as things might have gotten a little bit more dangerous than expected, but with King staying alive, that means both rifles bought into this round are saved, and all's actually fine.
Ultimately, you need 1 more kill there, and you've done serious damage. Now it's kind of whatever. Aspas is also just 2 away from the Blade Storm, too. It's funny because Mazzino was absolutely dominating on that defensive side. It just out of nowhere, those first couple of rounds, Aspas has reached right back up to the top of the leaderboard.
I wonder if Calm is saving for an op for his teammate here, only buying down to 3,200.
Attack op, yeah. That's pretty much got to be what it is. The other read is, hey,
Right
boost
here.
our economy, we're on attack, so if
Sure.
someone dies, we're just going to be able to pick up the rifle anyways. Com is just, you know, an archer anyways, throwing around silly
alarm
darts
bot.
and drones.
Killed my bot.
He'll take those sacrifices.
Very weak B side of the map again. Evil geniuses like to play retake, and even with the Sage wall, it makes their B retakes even better. They're walling off yellow, walling off main, just walling the spike to get the full stick. Got a lot of options to play that one slow.
Nature. Gonna fight back into mid here with Apoth, and King will spot them out. Shoo the EG players back away.
Check out B site though, because yeah, we're on his POV right now. Osboss is doing his best Kesnit impression, just hanging out back yellow. Left to go for a late wrap. Positioning of the Killjoy turret also won't see him, so as soon as Derek moves off of the B site, there is a gap. And actually, Osboss smoked himself. There was a dart that would have seen him. That lurk unrevealed as of yet.
Still, Supa on that off angle gets an opener. And now Jaw's wall will keep them out of this A site.
Yeah, but Lev are going to move all the way back now into Osboss
30
because he
seconds left.
smoked himself and avoided that information. This timing he is getting is completely unexpected. Now Evil Geniuses are like, someone could have been B main and creep in, but the fact he's already in Snowman is really quick.
There's a ping coming through in
He
spawn.
saw him.
Yeah, spotted from that off angle up top. Now this is falling apart for Osboss. 10 seconds. Plant is going to come down in time,
10
and Mizuno
seconds
is ready for a refight from mid.
Apoth going through mid right now. He might be the one to see him, but Nature too. Stuck in, about to step into a couple of different players. King right up and close, but he sees the gun. He can get the kill. Lev find two on the opposite side though, and they are crushing in this post plant. 3-on-2 now. Evil Geniuses approaching from Snowman, but Leviathan know exactly what is up, and they get the 3K on Com. Lev to double digits.
Osboss's lurk there, even though it got spotted, was massive to give cancel options into that late round. And the way that they play, even once they have all that space, is excellent. Setting up double swings to fight into the players towards spawn, isolating these duels, and giving themselves a huge advantage now in this map.
Getting into that position topside too. We saw it from EG on the first half, but these very forward
Enemy
B-side
remaining.
plants, it's very hard to do with some of the more meta comps, but when you're running the double smokes, there's a lot more space to be able to take, and of course with what Osboss was able to do, opening up that area as well. We're right back in the thick of things though, pushing them again off of that orb. It's the anti-eco setup from Leviathan, making sure EG can't get anything.
Lev happy to just full contain this space in A. But EG are going to re-walk
Right
in.
here.
Supa finds a timing with the drone in hand, but King has got the back of Com. He'll still die to the Sova on the other side, but that gun will not be recoverable. And it's an even exchange.
I think Supa was the only player that was reasonably close to an ult too, so getting him out of the picture, very important. I mean, the round is, the next few rounds are looking very good for Leviathan. Of course, they've got the money. EG are going to be buying in the next one, but Osboss should have knives. They're going to have Mizuno ult as well. I think Com might be pretty close too. EG are not going to have any, so big chances for Leviathan to just run away with it from here.
Killjoy util on this B site will alert
30 seconds
Evil
left.
Geniuses that this is where the finish is coming from Lev. But they just don't have enough troops here to prevent the plant.
That wall's going to threaten Osboss taking space all the way into Snowman. He's even dashing forward as well.
So off the fall of this harbor wall, a duel is ready to go. King across, 3 players on the other side. And doubled up our Lev, the rifles ready to fire, and all 3 are shut down. In an instant, Leviathan claim their 11th.
It's so clear that they're just ready to take these fights with each other, right? They've drawn that play up. They're bringing the wall down. I mean, it's coming down at the same time always, but having 2 players right behind it on just really hard off angles to be prepped for. Not playing right on the corner to quick fall out. No, they've just got both bodies there, ready to fight on through that. No real chance to get trades going.
Most of EG's rounds have come from some of these gimmicky wall plays, individual hero moments from players like Apoth and Jaw, but Lev is just so consistent.
Get out of my way.
Well, I'll give you a hero. Jogamo with the up. Boosted on... Or did he just not have money to buy the wall?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. That's tough. Investing everything into having the op here. Not playing the Sage, he's playing the op.
Still, a Hunter's Fury will push in and draws off this angle. Now these smokes start to become pretty oppressive as Osboss is taking a fight forward. Blade Storm on the approach, tagged by a drone though, and Jaw will follow up on that kill. That is a great start for EG. Dart going in, but this next layer of smokes to try and further stall. It's a reposition for Mazzino, and it is perfection! A crossfire from the controllers. And Nature alone in mid. The IGL knows this round is over. Map point, Leviathan.
I swear, if you were watching a Leviathan game and you close your eyes, when you open them, one thing will have happened. Either Osboss has gotten an ace, or King and Mazzino have swung together, fought together, and killed everyone on the other team. That duo has just been absolutely locked in throughout stage 2.
And King's the one to complete that hunt.
Wow.
That duo, man.
They're just running away with the game now. I mean, and it's not even based on the ults. I thought, oh, Calm having the ult there, Osboss knives, like, maybe that's going to be the thing to do it. No, it's just great coordinated play. Both King and Mazzino racking around opposite sides of center site, even after they lost Osboss. Look at this, they're all turning around to look at King, and Mazzino's just swinging the left side at the same time.
And if you remember Shanghai,
Beautiful, boys.
it was beautiful.
Beautiful.
The critiques of this team were that the fundamentals were off, that they weren't trading together, they weren't having those swings together set up in the late round. Here, it's ready. And EG will change up a fast play towards A.
5 Guardians for Evil Geniuses, but their B-side is in shambles. Nature is all on his own. What can he find from back yellow? They know where he is.
Osboss.
Absolutely nothing. Osboss is still going, Mimi.
What a start to this round. Tex on the fight. Now this is just duel after duel. But EG will pick up a few. 3v2 for a retake. Another fight coming back through mid.
And Supa just got the res. It could be a 3-on-3. VG played their cards right. Supa spotted dropping. Pathing back to Snowman. They're both isolated here, and Calm is on the prowl.
This timing on the repush is perfection from Calm. Derek not looking. It's a freebie. And now one man to stand. Superman on the swing, a dink received through the box, and Leviathan ready to put an end to things. 13-5, a dominant start to this series on Icebox.
About the start of this one. Gotta win the pistol, she says. That's what we're gonna be looking at here for EG.
And the guy who might just win the pistol for them, Giorgimo. This comp is built to set him up for success.
Early mid work from EG right now. One Prowler clears out, says there's going to be no mid aggression yet, but look at the instant response from LEV. Already moving back up here to potentially refight back into mid.
But instead, EG will re-clear into A main. There are Cypher trips here to hold though.
I like the little push and pull, right? EG bait that rotate over, instantly go back over into the A space. Still the util like you're talking about, but now they've got some pretty forward angles. EG looking in this with Supermen. Paranoia if they need it to go ahead and scale on forward. There's just 3 players completely locked back into shop as EG scale up to the plant. Hold on.
Calm gets one. I think that was just spamming away through the smoke. Onto Derek peeking through the one-way. Apoth is working on a flank though. And his teammates are buying time for him on this side. He's already heard at least 3 players in this position, but if the timing's not right, could fall to King. Clearance is there, King wins it. Big for LEV. Now EG forced to fight into spawn. The flash from LEV is a great reaction, and they've got a 4-on-1.
Nature with a whole lot to do. Gets the spam himself, and another one through the smoke. Somehow making it look close, but Mazzino will finish things off for LEV.
I love how active LEV are getting on this defense early on, starting with that default take towards A main off the one-way, going back into mid to set up for a re-clear, and then resetting up for this retake on A as well.
I'm pretty sure they were baiting footsteps, rotating through mid, right? Because I forget who it was. I think it might have been Tex on the rotate, ran through that mid space to regroup with the team, while King was walking behind him. Apoth tried to take that space behind that first rotator, and then he's got the teammate holding for him.
And re-clearing that mid lurk is a super critical step in your retake that a lot of teams can miss in that chaos.
Yeah, because if you don't feel comfortable taking through that mid space, you've got to rotate all the way back to your spawn. It is not a good time.
So EG, another pistol round loss.
Not the way they wanted it.
I must wait a
Got
moment.
a fair amount of pistols into this one. I think you'll see EG not going for so many sheriffs. Instead, they'll go for the 450 or 500 pistols so that they can make sure they have full armor. The threat of an Osboss Outlaw is a little bit too much to buy into the second round.
Apop on a lurk through mid. Not going to be spotted out here, but also not looking the right way.
Right next to each
Cyphers are
other.
just back to back. How is this
the heck?
all gotten so strange? It matters not.
Scanning ahead.
Osboss will simply get the kill onto Apop and regain sanity in this round. EG has a paranoia though. Slide coming off that one. Two players are seized in this position, but that aftershock was so clutch. I think coming out of Mazzino there, still 2 kills for EG.
EG are getting kills, and Osboss might be a little bit on his own.
Bye-bye.
Finds the head of Supa as the rest of his team comes out from market. Jaw isolated on site with the frenzy, but gets that kill. Leviathan are kind of getting run around on. Now they can focus their attention back into main. Forced off of the spike, and King is going to be picking up some kills here. I fear, yeah, they go down 1 by 1. And Leviathan will secure a slightly shaky round 2.
Yeah, got a little odd there towards spawn with EG picking up a few kills.
Talk about spot, talk about market. There's 2 ciphers like running circles around each other.
Whole round was weird. So EG, like you were mentioning, kept himself enough money to have basically full armor on everyone but Derek into this round. Osboss, regardless, though, not going to go for that outlaw.
They do have 3 guns themselves. Actually, look at Osboss's positioning up in top mid. That usually indicates some kind of early aggression. Could have a fault line going right down that line for a quick slide into tiles.
Omen paranoia, maybe even.
Here we go.
There's the stun. There's the slide. Perfectly set up for Osboss. He's cleared all the way through A. EG will push on the other side into this B site.
Yeah, good news is B is open. Bad news is no smokes in the post plant for Evil Geniuses.
So Tex has an opportunity here to fight
Spike
forward
planted.
with just the sheriff. The cage will block the vision for a moment, and Jaw, a great fight there towards spawn, evens this back into a 4v4. This post plant is full offsite.
Both our Neons are getting active. The Leviathan have to reclaim a lot of this territory. Smoke goes down on the left side, making it very hard for EG to play together from main. And yeah, Osboss takes off the head of Jaw. They've all got to swing down the same line straight into Osboss. It just isn't going to happen. The defuse has been stalled out for the time being. Now a stun and the refight from EG. They get 2. And the spike is going down. We're just playing for kills now on Lev. Osboss will get his 3, but EG get the round.
Somehow pulling that one off. Lev had a beautiful start to the round. The setup to kill the Omen over towards A. But, I mean, the protocols on that B post line, I think they did such a good job of picking that early timing to get Jaw a fight into backside.
Yeah.
Then finding the right moment to retreat and win out in that late round. It was a tough one to navigate.
It was very important to equalize there.
Yeah, that kill from Jaw is everything.
Yeah, even with not having the strongest arsenal for themselves, they'll be set in this one. And I already see that Osboss has the zappy hands ready to go again, looking to get back out into mid. This time diving on the fault line straight up heavy, but EG are prepared for it. Fault line not going to slow down Osboss too much, but Superman will get his revenge from the last round.
Calm backs away, was getting chased down by that Prowler, and Mazzino has walked through main. This round's getting weird, but while all that was happening in mid, Osboss took elbow on A, and the hit is coming off of that. Ult in for Superman.
Not ready.
But info coming and a flank on its way.
I think that
Spike
camera
planted.
spotted him. That one good for watching the flank and for watching shop. There's also a trip on that line as well.
Calm has a dart up in 1 second.
Not ready.
That'll be the cue for this retake. In goes the dart, a slide forward. Jaw wins it despite being stuck in a trip. Now Mazzino on this flank has so much to do. Has to buy time, pressure for his teammates fighting on the site, but Supa's got the kill onto Calm. And he's gonna stick around on site to do more. Good flash, buys time, King down. And Mazzino was always alone on this flank, will run out of time and options in the round.
Evil Genius is a great response this time around. Seeing that, hey, Osboss just ran the aggro piece against you, but also seeing the slightly damaged economy, seeing the ultimate in his hands, expecting something aggro. And I thought the quick stun coming out from Nature in response was a great way to equalize this game. Right there, Superman getting the kill on that as well. It was Calm that got the fight up against Jaw, but was quickly traded out on the opposite side.
One enemy remaining. ready.
Thus far, the game has been a little bit less about the Neons than you'd expect, really coming down to these late round fights on the site and how players like Derek and King on the other side have been able to navigate it.
And it's because LEV have chosen to just blow up the rounds at the start twice in a row, which has given EG very easy site takes. It's turned into a full retake simulator, and
I mean, here he
no
goes
stranger
again.
Here.
One way up in main, that's an orb taken for the Sova.
The difference is the aggro into main invites that pressure to come in response from mid for EG, so they threaten their way into market. Jaw can look for these little fishes, and you'll see him do this a lot. With the change to Neon having 2 slides, the way EG usually play isn't just running into a site where no one's there. It's sending him for those slides to peek into A main, to peek into market, find those kills.
Tex is about to swing into a lot of players here, but he's ahead of everyone else. Beautiful shot by Tex. He won't get away with that one, though. Ultimate now sent in, and a follow-up is good from EG. Mazzino, he was a problem on Icebox, and he's looking to make himself one yet again. Derek, though, winning the fight. And Ospas stuck behind a smoke, waiting for the second flank of this round to come in as Ospas straight through his smoke finds a double and has flipped this round on its head.
Unbelievable what Ospas has been able to find. Now APOF has to go on a bit of a mission, only 30 seconds to work with. At the same time,
30
players are trying to gather up together.
Tom is coming up through mid. APOF is not watching for it. And he's not ready. Leviathan steal a round away off an Ospas 2K.
Actual highway robbery there on the low buy. That shot's nice.
Yeah.
But even then, EG were in a winning position. It was just more players kept swinging. Like Mazzino comes around that corner after two teammates die. Then Ospas comes through a smoke after his entire team is dead.
What players shift walk through a smoke into 2 and get both?
Ospas. He's revolutionized his game. You remember Ospas from hit moves like Gira, Ospas, Gira. Now we introduce Shift W Ospas.
And we're seeing it again, a walk down mid for Lev.
He's truly perfected it.
Yeah, taken to the new pace.
Leviathan have really mixed up round to round how they've called, constantly keeping EG on their toes.
Superman.
Oh, they're
Here's
creeping.
The footsteps.
They're creeping, and Ospas is
That was
a
a fake.
TP! It's a 1-for-1 at the
down.
end. Somehow Supa's the one to stay alive.
I mean, Paranoid to fight back in. Lev still have 2 players stuck. Mazzino had a lineup, only gets 1, and now Calm in trouble. His rifle soon to fall as his teammates have died around him. It's only Calm, and the connection's not there in time. EG win that round off a rough buy from a walk through mid.
One of the wildest situations I think I've ever seen there. Superman just TPing in place. I don't know if he meant to do that. It was a mistake. Either way, it kept him alive. I mean, yeah, part of the plan, I suppose. Supa's just full stunned right next to Ospas. It's a great little fight back. And I mean, EG had just lost to a low buy. Now they win a low buy. Potter doesn't know what's happened.
She can't contain herself. Okay.
Silly business.
Lev is just blowing the top off every one of these rounds. This time, a little more reasonable. A taken to B main with a one-way, and EG slowly clearing through mid.
It's wild, though, how often Lev are looking for these forward postings in mains. Again, leaving a big gap in mid, but quickly responding to crunch back into that space.
Ospas, no stun to buy himself in some space. That's 2 ults. Maybe even 3 send into mid. Rolling Thunder, Fade ult, and the exchange ends with no gain for either team.
On a round with 2 rifles, trying to activate a trap play against the market contact. But now EG are heading into one of the only rifles Lev have on the B site. It's in the hands of Ospas. It's been wild these last couple of rounds. But EG have the Rolling Thunder ready to rip, and I don't know if Ospas can fight through that.
He's blinded, but will be able to run away. The ult actually getting saved for the post here. Dodgemo one way as the lurk from mid starts to come through. And Mazzino goes past APOF. He'll be in the back pocket of EG as they get later into this post. But Jaw, with his ult online, wants to get a bit of a fight here. He's really buying a lot of time off this clock. The Omen still far away from Lev on this rotate. Door being closed in his face, though. APOF has to go in. And King just swings at the perfect time. Now Jaw set up on a stun towards the backside. A double there. He won't find the last one, but the time has already gone so far. A rolling thunder as insurance. It'll get committed. That spike is not being defused today. Leviathan forced to sit and wait on the site. They'll find a kill, but it'll be EG's round.
I guess at the end, LEV are going to be happy they got the Rolling Thunder out, but don't forget, they spent both Calm and Mizzino's ult at the start of that one. We're definitely looking to have a chance to win in that. We're going to hit the brakes for a second, because I just saw an op purchase for Ospas on this Neon. It's been pretty guns blazing from him so far, but looking to take a little bit more of a line-holding approach with that gun.
What do you make of it? It seems hard to get value against a Fade, a Breach, and Neon who's running through. There's a lot of util to clear him.
I don't like it.
That op could become more of a liability than an asset.
It kind of forces LEV to fight off of these Cypher trips a little more aggressively. I think they're trying to fake pressure over towards A because, look, they've got the fault line ready to go. They're going to send out a dart off the rip too, I would imagine, but it's just Cypher util held behind.
And EG sees no one follow up off that util.
The whole idea is use this util to push them into the up, to push EG into Ospas, but EG just aren't biting at the time.
They're just gonna come in into A. Supa has an entry onto Tex. Ospas's op actually could get some value here, as Apoth on the lurk will peek back into main.
Spike down.
But while all this is going on, LEV has somehow taken back control. There's the shot for Ospas, and now a 2v2 on the site. Supa's already found one, but needs to help his teammate reclaim that spike. And they'll get a plant.
Should be a gun for Ospas to switch over to. Up in shop, he ditches the op early so he doesn't make a sound. He's gonna come in here quietly with King, actually using that smoke to cross to the other side. Clear out the majority of main. How far does King want to go? He's going all the way around, Mimi.
Ospas has a stun. He can pull some pressure off his teammate.
A Paranoia 2 from King. Smoke just came up on the recharge.
And EG are doubled up. Oh. One spotted. Stun is good. Slide in for Ospas, running them down! He's a menace.
The spot from Ospas there, and King is instantly ready to snap on the Paranoia. That is a good retake. And that's what they needed, right? LEV had been struggling in that department. This time it's 2-on-2, a very chaotic situation. But they coordinate perfectly together to win that one out.
And that's how LEV tie this game back up. This round was looking all EG's. But that late kill found on the lurk from Ospas's operator and the recovery of that rifle in the late round keeps him in it.
EG maybe attacking a day faster this round. It's basically the same setup. Op still over towards B. LEV showing similar default utility, just a new location to send the dart out from.
Again, though, the utility is just completely disrespected here, and EG have main control.
What EG don't have is the perfect buy. Never been able to get a foothold and string together a few comfortable rounds. But EG are just going to look to fish here with Jawgamo. They've got the fault line ready to go off of Jaw's contact, make sure a second player can't swing into the line. And once they're happy, content, they realize LEV aren't planning to fight us back into elbow. They can creep up a little bit further and maybe look to pop into the site.
EG have waited long enough that the stun and dart from Calm and Mizzino are going to be coming back online now. That's a ton of supportive utility for Tex. But he still has to get it done himself. The players from EG start to pressure. An aftershock forces him out of his angle. Safety found in a cage. A slide in from Jaw. That's an opener for Tex, and no one was there on the trade, so EG, again, locked out. And the lurker killed.
The Omen can't even ult in. Superman has to cancel because there's an op right in his face. 30 seconds left, and they're just funneled into a one-way. It's not going to happen. Simple as that. Leviathan shut it down on the A site.
That round is all about Tex. And honestly, about how long EG waited in letting their util come back online. That meant Breach and Sovadart were both there to support Tex.
Yeah.
He completely isolates those fights with great supportive util from his initiators, and I mean, basically single-handedly wins that round for LEV.
I mean, it's no fun to play the Neon into the Cypher, that's for sure. But on top of that, because EG aren't actually threatening any space into mid, there's now 2 rounds in a row. LEV have been pretty comfortable to stack a lot of players over towards A because Ospas is opping on that forward line in B main. They only need him on that side of the map. It is very easy to just keep bodies on the A side, and because they're not getting fake.
Setting themselves up
Sure.
for these next rounds. If you can get Jaw his ult, which he will, even if he just dies in this one. But still, I mean, 5-7, it's still a lead for LEV.
It's a tough spot to be in. Again, playing quickly here just to get the Zappy hands online, but he's down. Jaw can't get around the corner. The bullet tag meant he couldn't B-hop around with the sprint. Now EG quickly moving back into the mid space, but this round is just cooked.
Yeah, practically so. Cypher's changed setup over towards B. There's an operator here as well. And EG will try and funnel through.
You're never ready for the B main op 3 rounds in a row.
Surely not. Here comes that flood. Tex will deal with it beautifully to pick up a double, and now the B main op gets Apoth again.
Apoth is so mad. There is no way he's getting off there 3 times in a row. Ospas isn't even doing anything different. It's the same thing on repeat, but it's working for LEV.
These last 2 rounds, Ospas is no longer playing Neon. He is just playing a turret in main, and it's been getting value.
It's crazy, because this is the 3 rounds after Ito called that timeout,
Yeah.
right? And it's the op and B main, that insane defense over towards the A side. I think this round, obviously, it's an eco, and Jaw dying absolutely blew it up, but EG need to play for mid control, and this time, LEV are again looking for a quick dive down into tiles.
They have the op, though. Maybe this is just to set Ospas up. He does have the ult. Multiple options for the pace here. Could activate off of first shot. Does he want to swing through? King on the angle, hears shots, but it's just too risky for Ospas to take a duel.
Wow. Calling themselves out of the play after the early pressure. King, though, counter paranoia will force all these players back.
There's a teleport, though. A player is snuck up on him here, and Superman will be able to double up off of it. That's massive for EG. They've gained control of this round, and Ospas is in trouble as his teammate falls, and another kill through the smoke connects.
That was a nice round from EG. The audio deny from the Fade ult. Soup is able to close the gap with the TP. Then also, shout out Jaw's slide there, breaking the op line against Ospas, using the movement to clear that space and get on in. EG still have a chance to tie this game up before the half. I think it's pretty unlikely that Ospas goes for the op another round. It had been working for so long, but for the sake of changing pace alone almost, might be worth just grab a rifle back.
I believe he does still have the ultimate, though.
That's true, that's true.
So could buy back into the op and still have a faster pace.
It gives you the added flexibility, that's for sure. Honestly, the thing I'm most surprised about is that LEV called themselves off of this early dive, because with 5 seconds left, they're pinging for that tiles dive, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the breach fault line wasn't in a great position for it, if they thought they were getting aggroed on in mid early enough.
And that is where this op can become a limiting factor, right?
Sure.
Like, it's a lot harder to invest into a play like that, and Ospas will buy back into it.
He's B main again, Mimi.
Standing ahead.
He's a menace here.
Ooh, they've never shown the dart here, though. So dart is showing Calm so aggressively here, getting the Hunter's Fury, and they're still being an op there? That's a little abnormal.
Do EG want to excel through mid? They're 1 rate off for now. Fade Haunt will declare at least 1 player in market.
Either way, they've got the right read. They need to blow up mid.
Leviathan have players ready to pinch, though. 3 players set up in that area. They'll see no one top mid and pivot back towards market.
It's a great pinch back into market. Mazzino, though, pulls out the stun at the wrong time. Maybe, though, he's going to blast them away. Derek takes some damage. Calm gets the ult for the kill, and Mazzino is fighting on through it. Leviathan are just pulling out every single ult in the book. But Jaw has kept Evil Geniuses in the round. Apoth quick to follow, and it's a 3-on-3.
Back into even territory. EG a plant down. And control in market. This fight could define this round, but they get away. Paranoia used on the re-clear, and LEV will meet up and infest the Cypher ult.
Jaw always plays on site, but this time he's been spotted.
He has to do it alone. He's got a stun. Set up into the back side of sight. The slide is perfection, and King isn't known. Jaw should be a dead man walking. The kill comes through. 2v2. A cam in main. A tap on the spike. Tex fighting. Now a 1v2 for Apoth. Time on his side. King has to stick. Apoth swings, shuts him down, and Apoth has won this round. What a Red Bull clutch to end the half.
Ew, APOP getting nasty with it there. Delaying so long in the 1v2, keeping his team alive. We're all tied up. I mean, again, like, Leviathan were in such a good position, but Jaw got that forward position on site, got the first kill, and then again, winning this refight, staying on site, assisted by the stun. Set up APOP perfectly to be able to win this one out on time.
So for the second map in a row, EG show signs of life at the end of the half to recover. It's anyone's game here as we get ready for the second. But before the...
All right, but we got to settle back in because this game is locked in at 6-6. EG fought back big at the end of the first half, but like, Ospas, he is farming. And Jogamo, he wants to get back on there, getting active back into mid.
APOP stuck into this position deep, will try and escape. Mazzino prevents it, and that flash is perfect on the reclear. Haunt not enough to keep Jaw alive, and Lev, for the fourth time this series, have an advantage in a pistol round.
Wait, that was a team flash.
Was it?
Yeah, Mazzino still has 2 flashes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Leviathan gonna pump the brakes just a little bit. Because they know, just like an icebox, EG fall down in numbers and they start to get active, creeping up into mid, but has Mazzino left just too early?
It's brutal, Mazzino. How does he adjust for that? That's ridiculous! Poor Derek is left alone now. The mechanics on that man.
Like, I've always known Mazzino is good, but there's been something about stage 2 where it just looks different, Mimi. He is just on fire. Door closed now in the face of Derek. He's getting nothing on the way, except a ghost, I suppose. But this would be the second pistol of the game now for Lev.
A one-way in his face as well.
Find you. Spike planted.
And Derek's haunt broken. King is even going to have another one-way to cycle. A paranoia. Swing through. Aspas down, but the trade is good. And Lev, they can't lose these pistols.
No, they can't. I really hope we can see what ended up happening with the flashes there in mid. Bit of a blunder coming on in. I'll see this once again. Next, Mazzino's got... Yeah. Actually,
I think it was a flash coming from top mid. It might have just been like a slight blind when that breach flash is behind you.
Yeah, either way, Mazzino's picking up the kills.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
EG stack 4 towards A this round.
Revealing areas.
But Lever heading towards B. Dart broken, APOP falling back.
APOP actually still has the camera to place. Maybe as a retake option for the team. Very rare you see that ability held on to.
EG want a full clear through mid here, try and flush any lurk out, but the lurker is still buying guns.
Yeah, Texel was not too sure about his investment to start the round.
Caught by this stun though. APOP jiggles. Stun is not quite good enough. Tex now.
He's got the moves.
He's just buying time here. How much can he get? 1 kill. That might just be enough. Information gained off of that, and Leviathan will flip the map and play from CT.
Yeah, actually getting ready to refight into market. Great calling from Lev. Anticipating the moves of EG, but EG have actually gone all the way and around, back into spawn. And I mean all the way back into spawn. They're buying guns too, Mimi.
You gotta have it. I think just trying to play containment here.
Yeah.
Stop these guns from getting away.
Yeah, Lev bought some big guns in the second round. They know that's the tendency of Leviathan. Let's go for that big round 3 purchase. Somehow Lev just found their way out of this, no problem. Navigated it perfectly. Apart from Derek's ghost. Good lord.
Right there.
Wait, whoa.
It's fine.
Okay,
he ran back into it.
I was like, he did not die to the spike. And he gets back in. It's all good. He gets his money.
8-6 now, the lead for Leviathan, and as they've been doing in pretty much every one of these round 2s, they buy a lot of rifles, go for a little FPX buy, and get themselves a great opportunity to win the bonus here.
Great fighting odds here, but the big ultimates to keep your eye on, right? You've got Derek, who's just 1 off of the Nightfall, 2 off of the Breach ult on the opposite side. Could become a factor in the post plant here, especially on Leviathan's side. Mazzino would love to work into a main, farm up an orb, get the plant down, then the Rolling Thunder just goes super aggressive in the post.
Aspas is playing close on this smoke. A stun is ready to go.
Jogamo right there too. Neon's about to walk into each other, but there's a fault line ready to go from Nature, popping on through his jaw. Apoth there as well. King instantly traded out. EG destroy that mid setup from Lev.
Tex and Mazzino now. We'll get the plant down on B, but a flank is coming through, and Tex will be the man of the hour. And Nature ahead of the teammates there, just swinging one by one, and he gets every kill but one. Mazzino in the 1-on-2. The man has been a beast this match.
10 seconds away from the fault line. 1 kill and he has the ult. If he can use that one to get the first, this round could be his.
Here's Jojimo jumping around the corner. A haunt, broken, slide in. An isolated duel, but Derek wins it. Massive recovery there for EG. That could have gone so badly for them.
That was a pristine jaw round. I mean, even at the end there, seeing him wait out, play off of the haunt, delay that swing around until he's turned around the other corner, but right here, deleting the Ospas, running straight past him, coming back in mid on the re-clear. It's very nice play all around from him.
One enemy remaining.
But that was just the bonus for Lev. They're gonna have money back in, and crucially, they have ults online now. Rolling Thunder to build a play off of here.
I'm out of here.
Jaw staying quiet in B main yet, just ready to pop off of a contact perhaps. Can he get the timing to cross? No. Spotted out by King, and that'll force him straight on back.
But King doesn't know if he crossed or not, so they'll have to put a drone in to re-clear this space.
Both teams had actually committed early smokes into mid. Top mid there, over there as well. But neither team actually took that space. Just giving it up in its entirety as Lev reset back into A.
And this is all gone to EG's plan. Leviathan are gonna find their way into this Cypher setup late.
EG are gonna know this pretty early. This camp has very forward information on Elbow. Still, look how EG haven't moved at all. I think it was just Tex that was seen, so they think it's a lurker moving into A, actually.
Yeah, Prowler to re-clear mid. 2 players working up a flank. This is all about the retake for EG. And for Lev, dealing with these tripwires, not letting anyone fall on this execute. They'll achieve that goal for now. But they're very cautious of a flood retake.
Very methodical, too, dealing with that Cypher util. Focusing all their tension over on Shop. Ult comes in, but no one's there. EG had completely zipped their way out of the area. They can now get the retake themselves.
Superman on a flank, and Apoth fighting from spawn. Lev are trapped on this site, surrounded from multiple sides, but the crossfires are good, and that, I believe, just a forward trade gonna get value onto Jojimo. Trade is there from Apoth. Here comes the utility. Ospas, a massive stun, buys time, space for him and King on the site, and this off angle is nasty. King for a double. Ospas as well. Leviathan, the fundamentals in these post plants are on point.
That was real nice. Right, you've got Tex holding on to a tripwire to deal with the Neon on the retake. Really hard to work past that. You're not diligently clearing into the space. And then also just the smokes they kept putting back over towards back site. Had really nice crossfires going on every angle. You could see it was very uncomfortable for EG to get back into that area. Leviathan seem to not really want to play offsite at all. They want to fight EG in every close corridor they can manage.
And EG down to another half by here.
EG looking to re-clear back over into A main, perhaps. How much do they actually want to go, though? Jago's got the Guardian in hand to pick if he can escape with that one. Nice little flash to set up the fight, but he's got to go in. Now that's 3 players seen over towards the A side of the map. Now, Leviathan, you can't instantly accelerate towards the B side because that Neon is so fast, you could very easily have her over there in just 15 seconds. And there's still all the Cypher utility you got to worry about on that side, too. The stall is pretty impressive from a Paranoia and the Cypher.
EGF 4 towards mid.
I mean, Lever trying to set up a fake, probably a drone into the B site, and then maybe just sending Osbos in behind it to get that space over into A. But in an anti-eco, spreading up like this with only 40 seconds left of the round is a lot. They are banking on the over-rotates from EG.
And EG have held strong. Derek, Haunt will reveal at least one, and now here comes the rotates. Jajimo's gonna be fast to make his way back towards A, and the fight in mid is critical. Calm, dealing with 3 different players. Apop chipping away on the swing, will connect with the classic. Derek has one of his own, and suddenly an advantage gain for EG. Jaw outmaneuvering Osbos, but will lose in the duel when it matters. Still, EG pull it off. What a thrifted.
I mean, Leviathan just spent so much time trying to set up that fake, and then they didn't even sell it all that well. If you want to do that, I think you actually have to put Osbos into the site, but they thought the fast rotate was going to be enough to make the A hit work.
That's the first time this match where I feel like I have seen glimmers of that Leviathan in the lower final against G2, the team that showed up at Shanghai and had some sloppy moments in the late round. It's just one round.
Sure.
But it does give inroads here for EG.
Yeah, I mean, it's an eco now for Lev. EG's Classics also did an insane amount of work. Quick reposition from Jaw. He's having fun with it, just making the sound of taking into that mid space.
Lever just straight up hitting B this round. Osbos ult, and Supa picked off his perch. Opening kill there. Tex making trouble in mid, but the spike is gonna come down now. And EG have a tough position here. Derek still managing to take down Tex.
That double market hold is really what's so hard. They've got to go full in through Boba, or just send Derek on his own into market. So far, Lev still playing on the site. That's just giving over a free kill. Jogamo opens things up coming into back site, though, but even he can't deal with King. Nature is there, and now the round falls just about apart.
Hunter's Fury has all the hopes of Leviathan riding on it. One tag through. Neon running him down. Jajimo is so damn fast. Halfway done, and the defuse coming through. What a heads-up play from Jaw. He was ready for that Sova ult. Knows how his former teammate is gonna play.
You could also see Apoth too was sticking for that half. Even if he was going to die, he knew the time was actually getting a little bit tough there. Managed dodging away from that second tag of the Hunter's Fury regardless. But EG absolutely locked in since that eco. Kept things competitive here.
Remaining.
So Lev now back onto the rifles. We'll put their attention back on mid.
It's interesting how little Jaw has really fought over A main space. Doing a lot of this mid look.
My eyes are down.
And Osbos didn't really fight over that space either on the defensive side. With a smoke put down, a wall to threaten crossing over, it makes it pretty hard even to hold out from market. Apon still taking his chances on that line, but doesn't feel necessarily fully confident in his top mid hold.
Oh, that's a great stun. Both Fiji players caught out by it, and the trading is lovely there. Tex and Osbos swinging together.
I mean, King's even ulting into the back of Boba.
Yeah.
I don't even know if EG can play this round out. Maybe if they can find an over-aggressive King, but even then, Osbos is the one holding first contact from market. No, this one's over.
Yeah. Look at the money on Apoth and Supa.
And really, the difference made there was that Leviathan were able to get up into B main, put their breach right there, and then get that gnarly fault line going straight down. Osbos throws actually didn't even throw a stun of his own to get into market, just slid right on in on the back of that. EG are going to be very mindful of those mid splits coming after this.
Go, go, go!
And Osbos again that round, getting great value. Just following up on that fault line. They've been conditioning these really slow rounds in mid, never actually activating into these fast pushes. So EG have felt comfortable to play these more forward angles.
I'm out of here!
Yeah, I mean, 2 players stunned. Even the way that Lev scale into that, right? You've got Osbos taking the right-hand side, the teammate with him scales to the left of that ticket booth. Very hard to deal with. And
that's really difficult to do as well. When you're playing with the Neon, it's really easy to let your timing between teammates get off. The Neon gets way ahead on a stun, or excuse me, a slide. Doesn't happen there for Lev. But that save means EG still have good money for this round.
That they do. Nature actually playing deep on B site to get some kind of a fault line angle after the tripwire's broken, but after the trip goes down, it's very hard to play aggressively on that side of the map. Fault line already used, as a matter of fact. I like that LEV have put this control into B main early. It's very hard for EG to pivot back into fighting aggressively into B main because they've shown over towards the A side. That's where Jaw is. So EG are going to play effectively without info over this entire area of the map for the rest of the round.
But they do have this forward jiggle on A main. And that Prowler in mid is heard for Leviathan, so they'll react into this A site. Paranoia,
The drone
stun as well
blind.
for Jaw.
Yeah, they don't see anything. They know someone's up there, but they don't know about the double hold. Now calling everyone back into King, who's just been set up over here on the B site.
And Tex does not have any util left on this site. Or excuse me, that's Apoth, of course.
EG are called the rotates. They're coming in quickly. They're going to have 4 or 5 players ready to pre-take.
30 seconds left.
Into backside, 2 players. Already spotted out, that's a good stun for Ospas. He'll swing off of it in the slide. The shot is beautiful, but Jaw will reply in kind. Mazzino flicks around and cuts it down to Derek. All popped, but the fight's too good.
I mean, EG had everyone there, and it just did not matter. Leviathan run them over. The fights into backside all going their way. Lev continue to stay locked in their fighting together. And EG are going to call a quick timeout after that. Control over B main in the previous round, this time. Sending Jaw over that space again. Last time he played it, he just shift walked up into that area. We'll see how he approaches it this time around.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke over into A, maybe faking the presence. They're just bundled up together.
Gotta go.
Ospas just want to slide on this one. Smoke will keep him back and level reset.
Bit strange. Seems like EG just want to fight together on the B site. Maybe not too much more than that. Now stepping back into that mid space. Sent a Prowler that cleared out into bot tiles, and now Nature just holds this fault line. So the second Jaw sees anything, there's an insta-stun, and there will be no trades.
2 players spotted, bottom mid. But it's all about Jaw still. Here comes that stun. Ospas gets away from it. And now Jaw has to retreat himself.
It's tough. It was a nice look for Evil Geniuses, but it's just not a kill. And they need kills right now.
Solid call for Lev, though. They'll head back towards A late as King gets a kill onto Supa. Is he going to draw rotations? Not yet.
That's no smokes, no paranoia on a retake. And right now, this A site, not so strong for EG. Apoth's going to try his best to play off the trips, but
30 seconds
just don't have the team ready to go, and the LEV are going to pop quick into this one.
Yeah, Apoth in trouble. He has to run away from this one. Tag
They found my wire.
will cut him out of the sight. The trips are all down.
Mazzino still has the Rolling Thunder. He could fight back into CT with this one.
But he wants to get the plant first. Rolling Thunder ready to go. A stun. Instead, committed. He'll wait a moment. Off the next wave of util, that Rolling Thunder will get ripped. But they're fighting instead towards Elbow and have isolated duels against King. Amid the chaos, he'll get one. But the trade comes back in. 2v3. 1 player on the site. Calm has a trade angle. And Nature, that was an opportunity with shots from Calm. Could lose this round, but Mazzino is too damn good in the clutch.
Mazzino just can't lose today. LEV are laughing about it. Everything is coming up LEV. Even when the breach ult is dodged out for the most part, even when EG have a numbers advantage, LEV are just too clutch. I mean, he starts out from back on slant here, getting those 2 kills just off of nice timings. I mean, every single way he fights, isolating those ones and doing it perfectly.
Yeah, Calm feeling relieved there. That whiff doesn't count him. Doesn't cost them the round.
It's hard now.
This is fast. Ospas excelling into the site, but Supa not getting cleared. There's so many players on just the other side. He'll line up a double. Trades there from Ospas, though. But still a camp to work with for Apoth, and there's still control here for EG.
Derek is so far away from the rest of the team, though. EG do not have 4 players ready to retake just yet. This gives a lot of room for LEV to breathe. They're fighting back over into Market. Look at Ospas go. Jumping, diving around. His job comes on the trade, but Ospas is still standing, looking for more. but it's all on King now, and the spike has yet to be planted.
Derek is low in mid, but Nature is not watching for this
looking.
one. He's not ready.
Oh,
He
come
waits.
on!
He'll get the kill. Now an open B site.
Shadows
That
traveling.
Fade Hunt reveals the location of Derek. A 1v1 to make playoffs. But Derek wrapping. A walk through spawn and a reposition to main. Only 35 HP on Derek. And King primed on the angle. Time working in his favor.
He's looking in all the wrong places.
I'll find you.
Fade Hunt into main. King dodges it, but Derek somehow still wins the round.
He wins those?
Keeping EG alive in an impossible situation.
Okay. We're not done yet.
Hell of a shot on only 35 health.
His one shot to body right there. And still winning it through. I mean, Osbos is just doing the nastiest things over in market. But Derek was the one to take him down.
One enemy.
His teammates looking the wrong way. He's the one to step up in the clutch. Derek has been having a game. While Osbos has been flying on the other side, Derek has quietly amounted 22 kills. One around here. And clutch when it matters too.
All 5 members of LEV set up towards A. A contact into main to start. Osbos very deep on this angle, but revealed by a Haunt and tucks away for a moment.
LEV have been trying to crank up the heat these last few rounds. It's no difference here. Derek again. Oh, man. He keeps it happening, but now EG, they're all stuck inside of the site. Nature turns it right back around, fighting with their backs against the wall. This time, Derek is looking the wrong way.
So EG need to make magic happen again. 2 players left on a retake. Superman and Apoth. Both are spotted. Mazzino has been sublime in this position before, tucked towards slant. 20 kills to his name, a paranoia in his face, and Super takes him down. Reposition for King, it's canceled. Super holding halfway. Super is sticking! Palm is running him down, and King on the trade! Leviathan, welcome to playoffs!